thought it's best I bite the bullet and get you guys a message. I am alive. I'm exhausted, but I'm alive. Haven't yet worked out where my new reading spot, but I like the light here, so we'll stick with it for now. Right, what is on the way for the collective? I hope you guys have been well. Sorry I've been so MIA. 3 of Cups in reverse. 5 of Cups. Something's got to go is what I just heard. I'm just hearing, why do you keep taking the poison? I think this collective, there is something that is currently in your orbit. I did ask what's on the way for this collective. I do think there is something that needs to be removed from your life. I actually think this collective, you're going to be challenged with a really hard decision. I think there's a lot of grief associated with this. You're having to let something go that you know is no longer good for you. You know it's time, and with the Wheel of Fortune here, that confirms it. Tower. Yeah, something needs to fall away. It's almost this collective, you're holding on to something which is crumbling in your hands anyway. Judgment. Yeah, Spirit's calling time on this. They're trying to create removal. Now, sometimes I will ask Spirit, anything that is not aligned to me, anyone that is not aligned to me, anything that is no longer supposed to be in my life, I will ask them to remove it. And they will come through every time. Now, this collective, I think it's going to happen either way. But if you prefer, and sometimes I do that when I don't feel that I'm strong enough to do it myself. And what I'm signing up for by doing that is the most painful removal process possible. When you give it over to Spirit, they will do it, but they will do it in the most painful way possible. And sometimes that's what I put my hand up for. Other times I will take control of it and do it before the tower falls. Now, for this collective, it looks like it's going to happen either way, but there's certainly, I don't know whether there's certainly a lot of negative influence over this collective at the moment. I don't know whether there's a lot of overindulging in certain behaviors or environments that you know that are no longer good for you. But I do think something is going to present itself, which is going to allow everything to rise to the surface to be stripped away. Now, even when we are losing something that we know is not good for us, that doesn't mean that there's no pain attached to it. That's why it's often that we don't let go of things, is because we are trying to avoid the pain. And for this collective, it looks to me like it's probably why you haven't stepped away before now. It's almost like the devil you know is better than the devil you don't. Sometimes we can look at the pain that will be created, and sometimes that looks far worse than the pain that we're already sitting in. But this collective, it's time. It's time for this removal to take place. It's not going to feel good. It's not going to feel good. But I love the 5 of Cups because we're presented with the loss and also what is still available to us. But in the moment, we don't see that other side of things. It's only in hindsight that we look back on the pain that was created or that we went through to understand why that had to happen the way it did. And that's what it feels like for this collective. Can I have some more information over the 3 of Cups, please, Spirit? Queen of Cups, I think the compassion that you are giving to others needs to be redirected back onto yourself, because from what I can hear, your kindness and compassion is being taken advantage of at the moment. There's a lot of emotional output here, which is why this collective, you're probably a natural born healer, you're likely an empath, and when we are that way, we attract both the negative and the positive. And most of the time we attracting those broken birds that need to be healed. But this collective, you need to push that onus back onto those people to do their own healing, their own shadow work. You cannot save everyone, and by the looks of it, what you're trying to do is just that, and it's had a huge emotional loss. and pain. This collective, I want you to weigh up the effect that it's having on you. Are you getting back what it is that you're putting out? And by the looks of it, no. It's time to start putting your emotional safety, your emotional security. It's time to put that compassion back into you and not into others who no longer deserve it.